Turtle time travelers. Are they beating aging at its own game?
When you think of a time traveler, turtles probably aren't the first creatures that come to mind. But what if I told you that some turtles might have a secret to living through the ages? It's like they have a hidden fountain of youth. Take the Blandings turtle, for example. These half-shelled heroes can live up to 70 years or more. But here's where it gets wild. They age super slowly and stay healthy almost all their lives. Unlike humans, Blandings turtles don't seem to break down or get weaker as they get older. Scientists call this negligible senescence. In simpler words, their bodies don't show the typical signs of old age. This means they're less likely to get sick from being old. Also, female turtles can keep laying eggs even when they're grandmas in turtle years. So, next time you see a turtle, remember, these creatures might just be the time-defying wizards of the animal kingdom.
The desert's water bottle? How do cacti store all that water?
Have you ever been so thirsty you felt you could drink a whole lake? Well, cacti in the desert are like nature's water bottles, and they're really good at staying hydrated, even when it's super hot, and there hasn't been rain for a long time. These prickly plants have roots that spread out wide and close to the surface to grab as much water as they can when it does rain. But the real magic happens inside the cactus. Their thick stems can store a lot of water. Plus, cacti have a special way to make food called cam photosynthesis that lets them take in carbon dioxide at night, which means they don't lose much water during the hot days. And get this, the water inside a cactus is so clean that some animals and even people can drink it in emergencies. So next time you see a cactus, remember it's not just standing there looking spiky, it's actually holding on to life-saving water in one of the driest places on Earth.
Can you guess what happens every 60 seconds on TikTok?
Imagine the internet as a giant beehive where millions of bees are constantly working. Now, think of TikTok as one of the busiest cells in that hive. Every single minute, a mind-blowing number of things happen on TikTok that you probably can't even picture. In just 60 seconds, thousands of new videos are uploaded by users from around the world. People are not just posting, but they're also liking, commenting, and sharing, creating a crazy fast storm of activity. The funniest part? In the time it takes you to watch a short TikTok dance or a cute pet video, hundreds more have popped up, ready to feed your scrolling spree. It's like a never-ending magic show where each act is as surprising as the last. And the magic trick? It's all happening right in your hand, on your phone. So, every time you blink, remember, TikTok has already moved at super speed, bringing out fresh, fun content faster than a snap of your fingers.
Serpent serenades. Can snakes really jam to music?
Ever seen those movies or cartoons where a snake charmer plays a tune and the cobra dances to the music? Looks super cool, right? But can snakes really feel the beat, or are they just great actors? Here's the thing. Snakes are famous for their hiss, but not their hearing, because they don't have external ears like we do. They do hear vibrations through the ground, which help them notice if something or someone is coming their way. But when it comes to the snake charmer's flute, the snake is not actually grooving to the melody. What's really happening? The snake is following the movement of the flute and the charmer. It sees the flute as a threat, so it stands up and prepares to defend itself if needed. So next time you see a dancing snake, remember, it's not about the tunes, it's more about the moves.
Did you know ice cream has a secret international identity?
Here's a fun fact that's as sweet as dessert, but as cool as geography class. You might love ice cream, but have you ever thought about how many licks it takes to finish a scoop? Let's go on a worldwide ice cream adventure. In Italy, they call it gelato, and it's creamier and denser. Jump over to Japan, and you'll find mochi, which is ice cream wrapped in sweet rice dough. Fly across to Turkey, they have dondurma, an ice cream so thick you can eat it with a knife and fork. Each country puts its own delicious twist on this frozen treat. But guess what? No matter where you are in the world, everyone has to eat it quickly before it melts. So next time you're enjoying your favorite cone or cup, think about the different kinds of ice cream waiting for you around the globe, and how they're all a race against the drip.
Melty mystery. Why does chocolate melt in your mouth?
Picture this: a piece of chocolate slowly dissolving on your tongue. Yummy, right? But ever wondered why chocolate melts in your mouth so perfectly? It's not just a treat for your taste buds, it's a marvel of food science. Chocolate is the only edible substance to melt around 93 degrees Fahrenheit, just below human body temperature. That means as soon as you pop a piece in your mouth, it starts to melt. But wait, there's more. The reason it melts is due to its unique composition. Chocolate is made of cocoa butter, and this butter has a special crystal structure with 6 different forms. The perfect one for melting in our mouths is called form 5. When chocolate is finally made, it is carefully tempered, which is a process of warming and cooling the chocolate to set it to this perfect form Vi. This ensures that it's solid at room temperature, but melts the moment you eat it. So the next time you savor a chocolate treat, you're literally experiencing a melt-in-your-mouth moment, thanks to the science of crystal structures. Is that not the sweetest science could get?
What floats like a balloon, but buzzes like a bee?
Believe it or not, there's a creature out there that's part balloon, part bee. Okay, not exactly, but have you ever heard of a bee hummingbird? It's the smallest bird in the world, and it's as incredible as it is tiny. These little birds are so light and nimble that they can hover in place just like a helicopter. Imagine a creature that's not much bigger than a big bee or jelly bean, zipping around from flower to flower. Their tiny wings flap so fast that they make a buzzing sound, almost like, well, a bee. And they love sweet things just like bees do. But instead of making honey, they're sipping nectar. On your next trip to Cuba, where they're from, keep your eyes peeled for these amazing little birds. They might be easy to miss, but they're definitely unforgettable. If you thought balloons were the only things that could float on air and buzz in the breeze, now you know. Nature has its own version, and it's even more fascinating.
Ever visited a waterfall that flows upwards?
When you think of waterfalls, you probably picture water cascading down a cliff, right? But hold on to your hats, because there's a waterfall in Australia that defies gravity. It's true. In the Royal National Park near Sydney, sometimes strong coastal winds blast the falling water back upward, creating a spectacular sight of an upward-flowing waterfall. This rare event leaves visitors in awe, making them question their own eyes. But it's not magic. It's just nature's quirky sense of humor. Weather conditions have to be just right. Wind blowing at the precise speed and direction, combined with the waterfall's flow. So next time strong winds are in the forecast, and you're anywhere near this amazing spot, you might just witness this upside-down water trick. It's like the earth turned a page upside down just for a moment, and in that flicker, water forgot which way to fall.
The pineapple paradox. Can your food fight back?
Imagine taking a bite of a juicy pineapple and it starts to eat you back. Sounds like a wild sci-fi movie, but it's kind of true. When you chomp on a pineapple, it's munching on you too. Pineapples contain an enzyme called bromelain, which can break down proteins like the ones in your mouth. So when you feel that tingly, itchy sensation while eating pineapple, that's the bromelain digesting the skin in your mouth. Don't worry, your cells quickly repair themselves, and it's totally safe. But why doesn't the pineapple eat itself? Well, the enzyme is contained within individual compartments in the fruit and only gets released when the pineapple is prepared or chewed. Nature sure has a funny sense of humor, doesn't it? So next time you're enjoying a slice of pineapple, remember it's a two-way street. You're both having a little nibble.
Did you know water can boil and freeze at the same time?
Imagine you put a pot of water on the stove, and instead of just boiling, it starts to freeze too. This might sound like magic, but it's actually a real thing called triple point. It's a special situation where a substance can be a gas, a liquid, and a solid all at the same time. This can only happen at a specific temperature and pressure. For water, this rare event occurred about 0.01 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 613 pascals. That's way less than the air pressure we're used to, which is why you won't see this happen in your kitchen. Scientists can create these conditions in a lab to study the properties of materials. So the next time you're watching water boil, just think, under different conditions, those bubbles and steam could also be accompanied by a little bit of ice. Isn't that cool? Follow me for more fun facts.